It's been one of the longest pregnancies, I think, in television history. We filmed this pilot almost 2 years ago. And it took 6 months to design the aliens and the spaceships and then digitally render them into the pilot. Then the network had to look at it and decide whether they felt confident enough to go forward to a series. It took about 3 months to get into the pre-production aspect and hire the writers to flush out the arc of the season. Another month or two to find the locations and to cast it. And then we filmed it from July to November of last year. And the last 6 months, 7 months have been about finishing those episodes and bringing all those digital graphics up to speed. So I'm ready to have this baby. I've been pregnant with it for way too long.
By the way, it's 10 episodes, the 2-hour, 2-hour season premiere, and then 8 more. And the cool thing is TNT is really supporting their shows. I mean, and they're on fire. Franklin and Bash, Rizzoli and Isles. So we have faith, Noah.
Excellent.
And tell your friends about it. So we make sure it happens.
Have you been doing your own stunts, and what kind of combat or training have you been going through?
Not enough. Not enough. I kind of rationalized my lethargy by showing them, say, well, I'm not military, I'm an academic, so I really shouldn't know how to hold a gun or know how to run very fast. And I think I understood or underestimated how physically demanding this particular show was going to be. It's all practical locations, which means there's no studio work, no stage work at all. We're shooting in actual neighborhoods and storefronts. Most of it takes place at night, and a lot of it took place during pretty nasty weather. And there's a lot of running and jumping and diving. Nothing too dangerous, but when you do it 10 or 12 times in a row, and you're turning 40,
a couple bruises.
You feel it.
Anybody else? Oh, back in the back? Who are flying the planes and why are they?
Those are these sort of sortie parties that this big structure sends out. Those are aliens in the spacecraft that have the ability to pick up large groups of people. They work off of heat, which is why in that final scene the flares are what tip off where we are in our location. Even though we're sort of under the amount of people that they can detect, that high intensity heat is what attracts them.
Good questions.
Yes.
All right, I'm not running all the way over there because I'm older than Noah. Shout it out, girlfriend.
So what is the timeline from when the aliens get there to the first episode? How long does that all have to happen?
It's been about 5.5 months.
5.5 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is it's novel storytelling to jump right in mid-invasion and not show the sort of classic, everybody's going about their daily lives and then suddenly, oh my goodness, what's that in the heavens? It gives us an opportunity, should we want to track backwards and show what the initial days of the invasion looked like, and even farther back to show what everybody's daily lives were like, which is something we may do in order to tee up a storyline that would play out in the future.
I don't know, you did see the Star Wars prequel though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not go back too far.
We're in the front
Just
row.
saying.
Actually, you just kind of answered my first question. Would it be like a prequel to when the invasion happened?
Yeah, potentially. Although I think everybody feels that Lost did that really well,
Yeah.
and it's kind of an easy go-to, and only if we run into real trouble should we go there.
Okay. And my second question is, if you could do me a big favor.
Yeah.
My wife is a huge ER fan, and she has worn this sweatshirt for the past 13 years.
Oh my God.
It's looking bad. She still wears it. If you would sign this,
He's got a
she
ratty
will not
old
wear
ER
it anymore.
t-shirt. You gotta show the rest of us
You got a
that
pen, I'll be happy to.
she wore every day.
If you want,
All right,
afterwards.
He was our ER crush, let's face it, right? Did
Thank
you have a
you.
question, darling? Oh, right here, I just walked right by you, I'm sorry.
I wanted to know, did the invasion only invade northeastern United States, or was it all over?
It's all over the world, but we're pretty isolated. Since all the communications are out and the power grid's down, we have no idea whether there are any other pockets of survivors anywhere. By the end of the first season, we hear rumors that there may be people in California or Denver, probably Philadelphia, that we might be able to meet up with in the future. But at the moment, we feel pretty isolated.
No Twitter?
Yes, sir.
Yes, since Spielberg's involved, are there any planned homages to any of the great alien flicks or any of his old flicks?
You know, we had them kind of peppered through the pilot, and he nixed most of them. He thought they were a little cheesy, but the one we got away with is, in the very beginning, there's a map, and there's a couple Star Wars action figures that symbolize the various movements of the different things. There's a couple, but they're real subtle, and you got to know his work pretty well to catch them.
Cool.
I've got a young lady who's been waiting up here, Noah.
Yes, I was going to touch on this thing about, whether it was all over the United States. But actually in the pilot, the bad guy that caught you guys, he mentioned that his wife was in Florida, and someone said past tense.
He
Is that
says
just
past
an
tense.
indication that Florida's done with?
I
or-
think he's talking more as an assumption than
okay.
anything else. Yeah.
I'm thinking past tense, okay, Florida's done, and, we'll find out eventually what's happened to the rest of the country.
I wouldn't personally think of Florida as being a strategic location to hit, but
Yeah.
Don't buy that retirement condo just yet in Florida. Might not be there 2012. But we did survive the rapture, so there's that. And thank goodness we did. One more, go ahead. Can you shout something out over there?
How do you like your first visit in Philadelphia?
this is my first visit to Philadelphia. I'm so sorry I don't have more time to spend here. I got to fly back tomorrow, but I'm a huge history buff, and you can't walk around the city without feeling like you're in the middle of a museum. So I'll
You
be
could
back
jump on
for sure.
Sarah Palin's tour bus. That was just. I don't know if you know. She just
Or I could
visited.
not and come back.
I would hope that you wouldn't want to get on it. Oh, sorry. That's just my politics speaking. We kind of want to wrap things up. I just want that sign to be present because we have a little surprise for Noah. Traveling, and your birthday's coming up, so we thought we'd just celebrate your birthday. Is that okay?
Sure.
Is everybody up for singing a little happy birthday? There's cake in it for you if you see. And it says, "Happy birthday, Noah."
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Noah. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Welcome to Philadelphia. You didn't run up the Art Museum steps and go to the Rocky statue and all that?
Tomorrow I'm going to eat cheesesteaks all day and go to the Rocky.
Eat the cheesesteak first and then run it off going up those steps. Thank you so much for spending your time
Thanks for
with
coming out
us.
tonight, everybody. I really appreciate it.
And we're going to take that cake back there and you can grab a slice to go on your way out, okay, everybody? Thank you so much. Thanks to TNT. Thanks to the Franklin Institute, one of my favorite